another episode of Shark Tank. I'm Robert Hajabak.
I'm Cartneven.
And I'm Glory Lerner.
And today we are here to invest in a product that we see worthy of our money. Today's episode is a little different and you'll soon see why. So let's bring in our first contestant. Hi Sharks, I'm Old McDonald here and I'm a farmer from Georgia. My farm is Fun in Farming and I am here to seek $2,000 for 10% equity. As you probably know, the farming industry isn't in the best place right now, as the farming population has gone down from 41% to 8%. Many farmers are in debt like us and are in danger of losing their farm. Plus, railroad companies don't offer the same benefits they offer to us as they offer to other businesses. Unless the U.S. puts in more money in the circulation, leading to greater prices and letting us pay off our debts, I'm afraid the situation won't change. Well, none of us are President Hayes, so what do you want us to do about it? Hold your horses, Hobart. I'm getting to that. So in times like these, I'm just trying to look out for my family. So I'm willing to give you 10% of my company for $2,000. And I promise you that my crops are the freshest in all the nation. I even bought you some samples to try.
Ooh, this is such a nice carrot. Very crisp and orange.
All carrots are orange and crisp. You always ooh at the first thing you see.
Ugh, why are you so pessimistic?
Anyways, so how do you grow your crops?
All organic and from the ground like they should be.
Okay.
Your product seems good and all, but you currently aren't making a lot of money because of your foreign competition and oversupply, and it seems like more trouble than actual benefits in promoting your product. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm with Hobart here. Increased American production as well as global competition from farms in Argentina, Russia, and Canada seems to be driving your prices down for wheat, cotton, and other crops. And I guess your current static money supply in the United States also had a deflationary impact on prices. So I'm sorry, it just doesn't seem like a reliable way I can invest my money. I really wish I can help, but I'm out.
Farmers with more mortgages like me are currently facing both high interest rates and the need to go 3 to 2 more times as much crops to pay off their old debts. Your money would really help, and wouldn't you want a fresh salad on your dinner table whenever you would like? Gory?
Although your product seems good in reality, I would really be no help. You would just end up in a circle with more debts and foreclosures by banks. Sorry, but I'm out.
Wow, if it weren't for the railroads and the terrible banking systems, I wouldn't be in so much trouble.
So here we have a political cartoon, and this depicts the farmer as being weaker than the opposing horse, which happens to be a locomotive. This is symbolic of the fact that farmers were oppressed by many railroad companies. These railroad companies made it impossible for farmers to sell their crops because they charged such a high price to transport goods. Most farmers could not afford it.
Thank you, Sharps, for your time. My advice to you, because I like you so much, is to move your family up north where there's more economic opportunity. So you could probably make a lot more money up there than you can in the South farming. Before you leave, just out of curiosity, how do you plan on fixing things? Well, the Populist Party, which is mainly composed of farmers like me, plan on giving the power back to the common people. Right now, the elite class and the wealthy business owners basically run the country both economically and politically, and it's not fair. They get away with everything, such as mistreating workers and various scandals. Our plan is to allow the people to vote for the senator directly, instead of through state legislators. That should reduce the corruption. We also want gradual income tax so that Rockefeller and his gang can pay more, so we can pay less. We also want the government-owned railroads and communication systems so that they are not all in the control of the elite. The whole idea of laissez-faire is horrible and just leads to more corruption.
Thank you. Now let's bring in the next contestant.
Hi Sharks, I'm Charlie and I'm an industrial worker from New York City, and our factory is seeking $2,500 in exchange for 20% equity in our company. Life as an industrial worker is a real struggle, as our shifts are usually 10 hours a day for 6 days a week, and we are in need of higher wages and shorter working hours. We cannot support our families on one income. And plus, when we go home, we have to live in small claustrophobic tenements that are barely livable. And on top of that, we have hardly any job protection, so anytime we get injured, we are usually just replaced with new workers.
That sounds terrible. Have you tried labor unions to get better conditions?
Yes, we've tried to form labor unions. However, strikes are usually put down very quickly. Most bosses just shut down the factory to break up unions, and sometimes they even call in militia. And we're forced to sign yellow dog contracts where we promise not to form unions if we want the job. But that doesn't deter unions completely. In fact, just recently, the Pullman strike took place.
Here's an illustration showing the Pullman strike. Railroad sleeping cars were mass-produced by George Pullman. To compensate, he cut wages but didn't cut rent prices. On top of this, he fired anyone who complained about poor working conditions. Due to the tight economic situation of employees, they issued a strike. They fought for safer working conditions, higher wages, and shorter working hours. Eugene V. Debs led the strike, but he and other people were arrested shortly after. Hopefully, this will inspire employers to treat their workers fairly.
Enough of the sob story. Seems like everyone has one today. So what is it that you're selling?
Well, I'm just about to get to that. So I thought of a revolutionary product to help promote safety in the workforce. And I call it the glove of steel because, well, it's a glove made of steel and it can be used by men not made of steel. So basically, it's useful for everybody except Superman. And this will be a great product to help protect your fingers from being chopped off, as that's a common accident in the workplace.
Look, your idea is great, but it's a little bit too simple. How would you make sure that these gloves can be used by anyone?
Our gloves come in all sizes, even for children. Children work in dangerous factories sometimes, and they sacrifice their education to work and help their family with income. They shouldn't have to sacrifice their hands too. They're expected to do the same tedious work as adults, but they get paid less.
Hey, didn't the Populist Party advocate for the ending of child labor?
Those racists? Heck no. They only wanted to end child labor because they thought the children were taking their jobs.
Racist?
Yeah, you didn't know? They advocated for the end of immigration because they didn't want immigrants to come and take American jobs.
Well then, you must not like the populists.
Of course not. I'm a progressivist. Most of us progressivists are urban factory workers, and the populists are only focused on helping the lower classes, but we want to help America as a whole. And we believe that an honest government and just laws could improve the human condition for everybody, not just the poor. We have 3 main ideas. Initiative, which allows the common people to directly vote for new laws for approval. Referendum, which allows the people in some states to directly vote on bills rather than relying on their representatives. And recall, which enables voters to remove a corrupt, unsatisfactory politician from office even before their term is expired. But we do agree with the populists on certain aspects. In fact, we both advocate for gradual income tax and popular election of senators.
Geez, people really seem to want the popular election of senators.
Yes, people really did want the popular election of senators, so much so that this was added as an amendment to the Constitution. 13 years after the end of the Gilded Age, the 17th Amendment was ratified, and it gave voters the power to elect senators directly instead of through state legislatures.
Yeah, so I think your idea is cool, but around 20% dropped out of the industrial workplace, and I don't want to waste my money on something that might just not work. So for that reason, I'm out.
Okay, how about you, Kark?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
One eternity later.
So this product will definitely help the newbies who just joined your factory. So I offer you $3,000 for 40% of your factory.
Okay, thank you, Kark. I accept your offer. Thank you guys for watching.